Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And it's getting late. I don't know how this camera is going to show it. This is a new camera to me. I think it's better at low light settings. I certainly hope it is, because we're going to have some low light tonight. It's about almost 6:30 local time. And this time of the year in early February, you know, it's sunset. I think sunset's around 6 or something. So we're already past sunset. And my daughter's at a rehearsal, late night rehearsal for a Shakespeare play she's in. That's maybe about 25 minutes away. And so I pulled out here to Pisgah National Forest to do a little late evening activation. And I'm not going to talk too much here, but let me just say a few things. If you are new here, these are real-time videos, so I normally don't edit anything. Tonight, it's possible, if I find later on that my video footage is just kind of poor because of the low lighting, I may chop out some pieces of it or something, I don't know. Normally, though, all I do is I put chapters in the timeline below. So if you just hover your mouse over the timeline in YouTube, you can see the chapters and you go directly to the section that you maybe want to see or hear, for that matter. Tonight, why am I out here late? Well, besides my daughter doing a rehearsal until like 9 o'clock tonight, I wanted to test an 80-meter coil that I got for the Chelegance MC-750 HF antenna, this little vertical antenna. And I hadn't tested it so far because, frankly, I haven't been out late enough that 80 meters made any sense to do it. I've been doing activations in the middle of the day, and 80 meters would not be a good test for this coil during the middle of the day because 80 meters is kind of dead. So we're going to go ahead and set this guy up. I don't want to take up too much time here so that maybe you'll still be able to see some of this while I'm working. Now, I did one other thing that I could just kick myself for. I charged my Goal Zero lantern. It probably didn't even really need it. I think I'd charged it 2 or 3 months ago. I don't think I've used it since then. And I left it at home I left it charging at home, so I don't have my lantern, but I do have my Phoenix headlamp, and I may be using that tonight on the table because I don't know how good it's going to look in a video to have a headlamp doing everything here because it'll be moving around and stuff. So I'm looking up here and I'm looking for a clearing, and I think I can put my vertical right here. Not that it's that tall, but I don't want it to touch any tree limbs if I can help it. So let me grab the stuff. If you look down here, you'll see this is the kit right here. I should say it's getting cold, by the way. It's been a fairly warm day in the middle of the day, but temperatures really go down at nighttime this time of year. This is the new 80-meter coil. It's a little taller than the 40-meter coil. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my headlamp. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, it's going to kind of wash it out in the video, but that's okay. I need to be able to see what I'm doing, right? So I'll go ahead and assemble this part of it. And then you put the coil on. And then you put the whip on top of that. It's pretty quick. However, I will need more time with this tonight because I've never used this. This is the first time I've used this coil, and I don't know where to set the length of the vertical at this point. I really don't know. And so it's not marked off for 80 meters on this antenna, so I'm gonna have to figure that out on my own as I do this. So I'll show you here as I get things going. I'll just plunge this here probably close by. Let's see if you can see this. I wouldn't be super surprised if I got a visit from a park ranger tonight worrying that I'm camping out here or something, because you're not allowed to camp here at this particular site. I'm going to see my car and a headlamp, but that's okay. There, it's all the way up. And I'll just put the counterpoises on real quick. don't even need my glasses on to do this part of the deployment. There is no cell coverage here at all, so I am really kind of out on my own. Because of that, I won't be able to do a single sideband activation. I thought about doing a single sideband activation, even brought my microphone, but I'm not going to. It'd be hard to spot myself, so I'm just not going to bother doing it tonight. I'll do it next time. Okay, and here's the other side. There we go. Okay, now that we got that guy deployed, I'm gonna put this bag up on the table. We'll come back over here for a second. And yeah, I figure this is going to probably just like flood out. There we go. We'll just go with this lower light here for right now. I'll show you what I'm going to grab out of here. Basically, in my pack, I've got I actually brought my Surface Go I guess you call it like a laptop. It's a tablet. I brought my Zoom AA35 from Rig Expert. Excellent, excellent purchase I made ages ago. So glad I did. So glad I did. And I'm going to hook up this Rig Expert and check the SWR on the antenna. So let's test this out. And I'll show you how I'm doing this if you can even see this at night. Again, skip over this if this is too much here. This is going to be a little crazy to do with it being so dark. Let me see here. I'm going to plug this up to the antenna. Make sure it's got a good contact. There we go. And then I'll bring it over here. And what I want to do is hold the Rig Expert, but you don't want to touch the antenna while you're testing the adjustments. You can't trust it while you're holding on to the antenna. And that's only because your body capacitance and grounding and all those other things, those all affect the SWR. When I arrived here, it was actually pretty darn light still. And I ate a quick lunch I had packed. By the time I did that, 10 minutes later? So I'm going to tell it, let's see here, if you can see this, I'm going to say SWR chart, yes, and I've got it at 750 or 7500 kilohertz width, which is great. Now I just need to put the frequency range in. I want it to be 03, I don't know what I'll say, 03, oh no, wait, what am I saying, not 03, yeah, 335, we'll say 40. Hit OK. And let's go ahead and run 2.3, 2.1 at 3510, and that was the minimum. So that's actually not too bad where it is. But I'll shorten it just a teeny bit, and we'll see what that does to it. that makes any difference here. Actually, what I'll do is change the range, make it a little closer here. Yep, I made it a little higher. Let's see, so that's at 3600. That's a little on the high side. So I just added just a teeny bit to it. Let's see what that did. I didn't make like any change at all. 3600. Let me see. Let me try that again. Okay, let's see. 3580. I don't know where I'll be on the band. We're talking very minute changes here to the antenna. I'm not even moving it. It's still at 3580. But a 1.84, that's perfectly fine. That's around 3580. You go just a little more. So basically what I'm learning here is I don't even need to mark the antenna because, frankly, it's resonant about where it should be. Is that seriously still at 3580? I thought I brought it out more than that. Let's try it again. I'm just being nitpicky here at this point, trust me. Hey, yep. Still around the same. 3580, 1.8, 1.7. We're just going to leave it here. I think this is very acceptable. By the way, I'll often talk to people and they really want to get a 1-to-1 match on their antennas. It's just really not necessary half the time with an antenna analyzer or your radio. Don't worry too much about it. So this is 1.8 around 3580. And if I really wanted to, I could, and I can see right here that like probably where I'd be operating, it'll be under 2 probably. It could even be a little lower than that once I actually use my radio. When you're using a vertical like this that's loaded, the Q is pretty high. So that's the reason we have that really kind of sharp dip there where the SWR is really good, is because the Q is kind of high on these antennas. So any little minute changes can make a difference. But we're gonna keep at it with where we are right now. Let's go ahead and turn this off. And grab my adapter out to put on here because I brought my KX2 with me this time. And then I'll have to see if I can set up this Phoenix light so that it acts like a lantern. A lantern would be much, much better with what I'm doing here. By the way, I also brought my bear spray with me because I am out here in the National Forest and I'm probably 7 miles from anything right now, which isn't very far out, but I am going to set up over on this side, but I still just like having my bear spray when I'm out here. It's the winter time. Our black bears around here, they do not hibernate. They just kind of get a little less active. Here we go. Okay. Now let's see if I can set this up so that my lantern... I thought about making coffee, but now that I don't have my lantern and I'm looking at the time realizing that I can maybe squeeze in a little bit of an activation on this UTC day. The UTC day changes here in about 25 minutes, a little less. So, okay, here we go. So this is my Phoenix lamp. By the way, you can't see it really, but I love this thing. Never go anywhere without a headlamp. Never go anywhere without a headlamp. Okay, here we go. Let's get this guy going. Oh, I need my... I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put my little laptop off to the side over here. And set up my KX2 now. Whoops. Got my KX2 out. I brought my Bengali adventure paddles. Really pleased to have these with me. I love these paddles. And they've been on my KX3 at home. And I've been using them there. And right before I left, I thought, I want a paddle that won't move around the table. And I started to grab like one of my CW Morse paddles that I like so much that has a steel base. But then I saw the Adventure and I was like, nope, the Adventure needs to go out to the field. I've had my CW Morse keys out a lot. So it's time for the Adventure to get a little adventure. I love this key. Okay, here we go. Let's plug this in. The key slot here. Plug this into the antenna slot. I know you can't see all this probably. Whoops, did I get dirt in that? I don't think so. Maybe it was just me hearing something. No, I'm okay. I am good. And I will still log. Let's see here. There we go. You can't see any of that, I'm sure. I've already set up the logs there. But I haven't set them up on paper yet. And I'm hoping you'll be able to see this. I don't know if you can or not. Okay, let's see. I love doing this. I can't see a thing around me right now. But I got my bear spray. You got it nearby? If a bear decides to ambush me. Actually, I'm not as worried about it. I ate my food in the car. And I don't worry about bears that much, to be honest, but you should still be safe when you're out and about. Woo! Let me make sure the ATU is turned off. Whoops. ATU mode, auto, bypass. Getting a 2-to-1 there. That's all right. I'll move a little further up the band. Yeah. You don't need a perfect SWR. I'm going to go, what, 3566.5? Let's just listen here for a little bit. Okay, 4510. Okay, 69 is at 37, I think. Pisgah National Forest, Gameland. It's a twofer. 80 meters CW. So this will be a different UTC day once we finish this. So right now it is 23:42. I better get started calling here. This band sounds so different too. Well, I was trying to make it, oh, that doesn't work as well as I thought it would. I'm trying to keep the light from shining directly on the camera, but I'm totally relying on the reverse beacon network today to get me, because I don't have service out here, so. Good to get you in logs, buddy. This is Joshua. Good to get you in logs. See, man, I'm getting all these folks in the logs I don't get all the time. And a lot of soda people, too. That's awesome. Let me put on my gloves here soon. It's a lot quieter. You know, to be honest, 80 meters will be a little bit better later on as well, but I could do 40 meters right now too, and it'd probably be like way more active, but I really wanted to give 80 a go because there are a lot of people that I never get to work that are in this area, and being able to hop on 80 is great. Now, I will say this is not as effective as having like a really long wire random antenna that I could, a long random wire antenna that I could tune up for 80 meters. When you're talking about a 17-foot vertical with a loading coil on it, it's not going to be nearly as effective on these really low bands because if you effectively had a quarter wave 80 meter antenna, you can do the math and you're talking about a really tall antenna. So basically this is super compromised, and I'm only operating with 5 watts. I could operate with 10 watts, but I'm only using 5 right now. So I'm not expecting miracles out of this, but it's kind of cool that you can take a small compact vertical like this and hop on lower bands with it. What I'm tempted to do is move up to 40 meters a little bit and see if I can get a total of 10 contacts and then move back down to 80 a little bit later. I'll see. That's me, not the key. Three, 339. EWH, of course. Good to get you in logs. We gotta make a hard call now. I'm gonna go up to 40 meters. Okay. And then I'll have to engage the ATU, which won't be super efficient doing this, but it's okay. Normally I wait a little bit longer, but there's unlikely someone's on 63.5 right now. We'll go up here and then I'll come back down to 80 meters here in a little bit. I just need to see if I can work, 4 more stations before the UTC time changes. I may not be able to. I don't have a lot of time to do that, to be honest. I didn't try to work very hard to get a better match either. The RBN's got to spot me again. I could use this time to put on my gloves, couldn't I? Did I do that right? No, I didn't do that right. Probably see my breath here in a little bit. If I don't get it in the UTC day, I could care less. I actually had not planned to do this. What I planned to do was to make some coffee during this time and then start my activation with the new UTC day. Now I'm running short on time here. Come on, somebody. Are the bands that dead? Let me actually put on my headlamp again. But what I don't like about that is when I move around, then the light's going to move, and that's probably going to make you feel woozy. I'm not getting anything. I probably should have stayed on 80. I don't really care, to be honest. I just did an activation here yesterday. But it's always fun to have a little challenge. I'll do a persistent. I'm wondering if the RBN's actually picking me up. I mean, spotting me. You know what? Let's disengage the ATU again. Bypass. Let's go back down the band. I can turn off my preamp. got 2 minutes. Nobody. Okay. So that was the UTC day. That's fine. I got 9. I only missed 1. So this will actually show up as an incomplete activation for this day, for this UTC day, which is why a lot of people won't do this so close to the end of the UTC day. But frankly, I don't care. So to me, this is more about the fun of coming out here and playing radio. But it was a nice challenge while it lasted. I obviously should have stayed on 80 meters. I shouldn't have moved off of 80 meters. Now I actually need to adjust these logs. I realize I forgot to tell Hammers that I moved back to 80 meters. So I need to adjust these logs on this. So I need to change that. It's hard to do with my hands kind of cold. So if you heard me being really quick with you there at the end, these last few guys, I was just trying to hurry to try to get in before the end of the UTC day. Okay, let me change all of these. Got one more to go here. There we go. This is hard for me to do. I can't feel the pad. But I'm not complaining. This actually isn't super cold. I bet it's probably 40 degrees right now. It's not bad. I hear a strong adjacent signal though. That may be knocking me out. Wait. Let me do this again. This will be a little more accurate. Now I'm questioning, should I make my coffee? It's really tempting to do, but I'll have to put my I heard a K. I wonder if it's at the adjacent signal. I may have to move a little bit somewhere lower down on the band maybe. or a little higher. You hear that thumping on the side. The KX2 is pretty good at handling a Okay. Wish you could see the stars overhead. They're amazing. I'll tell you what, it is much slower going tonight. Whew. I'm just going to let this go. I'm tempted to go ahead and make my coffee that I thought about making. The question is, can I... Maybe as any... .229. These are low signal reports. I don't know. They just can't hear me again. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and start. Okay. Maybe that was me. Maybe I did that. Hitting my hand against the key. There we go. Why in the world did I not bring my lantern? This would be so much easier to film. If I put my, I'm gonna probably pull out my camp stove here, I think, because I think I want to go for this. I can use my phone, can't I? Let's see. Oh, come on. Don't want to do that. Okay, let's grab my stove stuff here. I don't want it too... Okay. I heard a W, I think. I was paying attention. You know what I'll do? I'm going to up my power a little bit here. I've already got 10 QSOs under my belt. Oh. I didn't hear what that one... I don't want to miss your call. I'm just missing one ladder here. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I think... Somebody's tuning up on me. $229. So this is a pretty low signal. So what I'm gathering so far now, I don't know what the conditions are tonight at all, but this is not as good as it would be with a long random wire antenna on 80 meters. I knew that going in, but it's getting the job done. And frankly, had I not had that UTC Day break, I would have had my activation done by now if I wanted a valid activation. You know, not a big deal. Sorry, I've got to log back in, and my camera is trying to do a Face ID thing on it. There we go. WD8RIF. Get him in there. So I've got a total of 13 contacts, but 8 of them are from yesterday, basically, in the eyes of POTA. So let's see if I can, on the side here, set up my coffee stuff. I actually have a decaf coffee for this late at night. I didn't really want a caffeinated coffee. I've had a hard time sleeping lately, so that would not make things easier. Not that caffeine has a massive effect on me anyway, I think. I'll work on this while I'm calling CQ. The glory of having CW message memories. Gotcha. Another 229. It's good to get you in here. I like that call sign. Oh. Yeah, I know who that is. Oh, you're coming up a little bit. I need that be Indiana. There we go. That was awesome. Wasn't expecting to get Indiana. I got Wisconsin though too, didn't I? Put this base on the canister. You probably can't see this. I'll stop complaining about the lighting. It is what it is. There we go. This feels like camping, which is what I love about it, to be honest. It's worth any pain. Oh my goodness. Okay. I know that wasn't an Alaskan station, by the way, but I heard a KL7, I thought. But that would not be Alaska here. Is that right? Okay. I really thought I had you there. Maybe you're going for another station. Okay, we'll try this again. Get some water in here. Now I'll have to like stop this while I'm actually trying to brew coffee, because I'll need my headlamp for that, for sure. I've got more water. Actually, over here I got a whole water bag. Oh. Yeah, we'll just keep going. Let's get the fire going here on the... Good fist. Good fist. Try to set up everything over here. Not that you can see it, but this is my Clean Canteen insulated mug. And I've got my AeroPress that I love so much. And an AeroPress filter. My buddy Robert gave. Gotcha. I'm 229. Not big signals with this antenna. Everybody's giving me like 229s again. Gotcha, okay. I've already worked them before, but I do not care. It's good to know my signal's still getting out there. Okay, is that right? Or is it EH? Gotcha. It is EH. Okay, here we go. Put the filter on, get my coffee out. This is some, did I bring I did bring a scoop with me. If I can see it in here. This is my decaf espresso from Dynamite Roasting. And I ground this right before I came out here tonight. So, I hear somebody else kind of calling me. I love this. I gotta tell you, I absolutely love this. Come on, I'm gonna get you. Okay, I tried. Okay, let's see here. So it's ready to go when that water's boiling. I love this though because you know what? I'm looking around, you can't tell. I'm looking around, I can't see a thing. I could be anywhere. I love being outdoors at night too. I'm not afraid of the dark at all. In fact, I really, at home, I live, I border national forest actually. And so when I go out at night, it's always pitch black. That's the reason why I have headlamps everywhere. I take headlamps with me everywhere I go. In every single pack I have, in every car I have a headlamp because I think it's actually one of the most important pieces of gear that you can have right there with your first aid kit. I wrote a post about how What do you think about this activation so far? I know this isn't a typical video, but $35. It's getting a little bit better as the evening goes on. Good to get you in logs there, buddy. Fellow QRPer. Okay. Yeah, I love this though. Yeah, so I've got a headlamp. I've got all the light I need. Somebody's tuning up here. Gotta do it one more time. I keep waiting for like one of these guys to be a park ranger. I'm like, what are you doing out here at this time of night? I love this though. This is my element right here. Come on, come back. Come back. Yay, got him. He's a new op. And he's an Ontarian. That's not an easy hit on 80 meters right now with a little vertical. Am I boiling? I am boiling. The coffee smells amazing. I'm trying to do two things at once. As you can see, it's not easy to... I'm trying to... Virginia, nice. I wanted to double confirm for him. It's kind of funny. I had like no activity, then I go to brew my coffee and everybody comes in all at once. I'm cool with that though. So I've got the coffee going up here right now with my AeroPress. So I have to push it down and then we'll be good. I love this. I love this. This feels like camping, and I'm planning to do a lot more camping this year. I could do this all night long. Oh, I'm gonna have to use this to put my coffee grounds in once I'm done here, because I gotta push out the you can't see all this with my AeroPress, but if you've never used an AeroPress before, it's like a big coffee syringe. And I'm gonna push it down here in just a second. Robert, thank you again for this, though I don't know if you're watching this. Okay. Another Indiana. Okay, I'll go ahead and push this down now. You can watch how I do this. Just kind of plunge it down. Maybe I'll get it down before somebody calls. Maybe I was too rough on this antenna. Maybe it's really just the time of day. As it gets lower later in the evening, 80 meters does much better. Okay, I think I got KF4. Did I get that right? I'm pretty sure it's KF4. Sorry, I forgot to put the camera back down. Tennessee. WT4U. This is challenging. All this at once. Okay, I'm taking a break. I have to take a break just to kind of like make sure everything's done right here. Okay, I got my coffee. I need to clean off the end of my AeroPress once I'm done here, but that's fine. I can do that afterwards. Got my coffee going. It is really nice and piping hot. And let's see, I think I put my coffee grounds over here. Yes. I want to make sure I'm not making a mess anywhere. That's fine right there. I'll be able to see everything once. I'm not going to show packing up the antenna, obviously, this time. I mean, I don't want to... Oh, heck. I didn't know my flashlight had several different settings on here. Okay. Let me take a picture while I've got the camera out, because I won't think of it later. We'll see how these come out. Okay, camera. There we go. Put my coffee cup here. I won't be able to see any of this in the camera anyway. I tell you what, I love this. I would do this all the time if I could. I was complaining about my daughter's Shakespeare classes because they've had so many rehearsals lately that it's hard to keep up with them all, but by golly, they give me some nighttime activating. I'm happy. I wasn't really complaining. It's just it's all happening at once. We had a super busy and crazy January. It's just been a lot going on. But I love this. I'll have to stop the camera in a little bit too because the battery will eventually die. Holy cow, what? There we go. Good to get your logs. Did I give him a 599? I may have given him a 599 before. And that came up to a 5.9, so both are correct. Oh, this coffee is wonderful. It is decaf though, but I find that Dynamite Roasting espresso decaf is extraordinary. For a decaf coffee, it's a really nice compromise. It's kind of toasty enough that, and has all those like, you know, kind of really toasty elements of, and dark elements of espresso, which kind of cloaks the fact that it's a decaf, in my opinion. It's really robust, is what it is, without being acidic or anything. Still waiting for a visit from a game warden or a park ranger. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe they're not seeing me from the road. I'm kind of facing the road. Oh, okay, wait, hang on. Oh, of course. I know who that is. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. We were on top of each other there a little bit. Always good to get you in the logs, buddy. I'm really impressed with this new camera, the Osmo 4. The battery, it's cold out here. It's probably 38 degrees or something right now. And the battery's been going all this time. And I think it's probably on about 20 or 10% right now. But I've got 90 minutes of recording, which... WM4Q. $55. 99% is what I got on my battery. Okay. WV80, right? This key is so awesome with the KX2. I'm gonna have to pack up here soon. I'll let it run, maybe get one more contact, maybe. I've got a total of 38 right now. 8 of those, so 30 on today, for today, and then 9 for the previous day. Yeah, that's right, sorry, that's right. So 29 for today, and 9 for the previous UTC day. But I need to pack up here pretty soon. I'm probably going to end up taking this coffee with me. This thing, it's piping hot. It's delicious, though. I'm curious how long this battery will last on this camera, though. I'm really shocked, too, that the KX2 battery's plugging along here as cold as it is. Oh, it went down to 5 watts now. It was 10 watts not long ago, though, and I was kind of impressed it lasted that long, because I'd already used it quite a bit before I knocked it up to 10 watts. I love this Phoenix headlamp, by the way. It's my biggest of my headlamps. I have a lot of Nightcore headlamps. I believe in buying a quality headlamp because, you know, like if you're out hiking or something and it gets dark on you, you don't want one that's the battery's going to run down on quickly or that's going to have a problem. I really want to have a really high quality headlamp. And I like Phoenix, I like Nightcore for headlamps. Oh, and I also have a Black Diamond headlamp that I love too. Is it Black Diamond? Am I saying that correctly? I get it mixed up sometimes because we had an outfitter here in Asheville for a long time called Diamond Brand. Oh, Petzl. Maybe that's who I have, is a Petzl lamp. I've got a lot of headlamps. Like I said, I stuff them everywhere I can. Okay, I'm going to call QRT here in just a second. As much as I want to kind of hang around and... Okay, I'm going to take one more photo here. Wow, that was in time, wasn't it? Wow, that's somebody, I guess that was just tuning up. I'm not sure. Anyway, this was incredibly fun. I love this. Like I said, I think there's something really special about being on the radio at nighttime too. I don't know if you feel that way. Let me know if you do. Because it's, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. I think probably a lot of it comes from the fact that when I was a kid, I did all my radio listening on shortwave and medium wave at nighttime. And so, oops, I put this up without taking a picture of my log. So I have this like special connection with radio at night. I love it. And so it just always feels really nice being outside, and especially at nighttime and playing radio. No bears have eaten me up yet. I think it's important to be prepared for bears. I don't actually panic about them all that much, but I don't want to be bothered by a bear. Out here, this far away from town, the bears that would be around here are less likely. Doesn't mean they're not, but they're less likely to be aggressive because they're probably not as used to humans. The ones that live in town, those are the ones you have to worry about. Okay, this was a lot of fun. Like I said, I am not going to try to take a video of me putting up this antenna. It just would not look right on camera. I think it just make people dizzy or something. So I'm not going to do that. But a few observations. I may have been too critical of this antenna up front. You might have noticed that as the evening progressed and 80 meters became stronger, it started doing a lot better. My signal reports were slightly better too. Still got a lot of 229s. I mean, so I was weak. Not surprising. Again, an 80 meter vertical, if you're pumping it with 100 watts, where you're kind of fixing that, lower signal because it's not an inefficient antenna, you're kind of fixing it by pumping a lot of energy into it, then yeah, you can kind of make up for the fact. A lot of people do this mobile, like they'll do 80 meters mobile, and if they're running 100 watts or something like that, they can get away with, that. I wasn't doing that. I ran a total of 10 watts. I was running 5 watts before and ran 5 watts toward the end of my activation, when the battery voltage dropped enough that the Elecraft knocked down the voltage. But I mean, I got to be honest, I'm really pleased with this, because if you only had this one antenna, if you just had the Chelegance MC-750, and let's say that you're, doing a camp out, or you're just doing an activation, it gets into the evening and you want to do a little 80 meters so that you can work more than just, like the higher bands, this certainly works. I mean, that has proved that really well. I'm shocked that I actually made it up into like Indiana, Ontario, Massachusetts, some of those kind of like further north states on 80 meters with this antenna at nighttime. I wasn't at all surprised I got North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia. Those I expected. And especially, I think they would perform really well with an antenna like this. It's great working some friends. I don't normally get to work because they're too close, which is the reason this is the first time in probably a year or more that I actually put an announcement on QRP, or that I was going to be on the air late shift on 80 meters, because I don't normally do that. And it was kind of nice to, I've had people say, hey, why don't you get 80 meters sometime? Well, 80 meters at 3 o'clock in the afternoon is just not going to do much of anything around here. I mean, you may make a few contacts, but not a lot. Not worth putting up an 80 meter antenna to do it. But this time of night, it's pretty nice. Okay, let's see what time it is. I need to be moving on. It's going to take me probably 15 minutes to put up everything in the dark. I've got to properly dispose of my, I've got to clean off the end of my AeroPress. This part right here has a few grounds on it, not much. I'll just kind of wash that off with some water I've got here. Drink some coffee as I'm putting up the antenna, and with my headlamp on, it'll look fantastic out here. I'll have no issue. I've had this headlamp on its lowest setting here tonight, but I have both beams on. I don't know if you can see this in the video or not, but you can't see anything, of course. But I've got both. It has 2 lights on it. One's kind of a wide angle light, and the other's a more focused light. I have both of them running just to give it the widest dispersal. Had I brought my lantern, everything here would be lit up, because it just kind of is a 360 light, and it works beautifully. Next time, it'll be with me. Right now, it's still charging. Well, it finished charging before I left. I just forgot to take it off and bring it with me. And I realized that driving over here, I thought, oh man, I didn't pick up the lantern. But hey, this worked. And if you stuck around this long, you deserve some sort of award or something. And I wish I could share a cup of coffee with you. And if you were here, I would do that. I'd make you a cup of coffee. I just don't carry sugar or cream with me or anything like that. I drink my coffee black. And this is just really hits the spot. Really, really hits the spot. But I better stop talking. Thank you so much for joining me today, or this evening. Thanks for watching me try to get my 10 in before the UTC day ended. And then watching me try to brew my coffee while in the dark while working stations. That was about as much as my brain could do at once, if I'm being honest. That was pretty challenging for me to do that, to mine the coffee, make sure I'm not pouring boiling water on myself or anything like that. But it was still a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you for joining me. And as I always say, all we got on this planet is each other, so let's take care of one another out there. And until next time, 7 twos.